with Luz, the main freaking character. Finally, right? I know I should have drawn her first because she is the main character, but, and I hate to admit this, but I'm not a fan of Luz. Not because of anything she's done specifically, just more because she's the introduction character and she's the lovable, wants to change the world-ish type, which is a character type that always kind of puts me off. Though nice people in general just kind of irk me, so that's why. But yeah, I think her being the introduction character, while necessary, kind of hurt her. I mean, she's a human learning about this magical world and isn't having like the worst time. Like, it's a hard adapt, but still, she's genuinely having fun. And it often made me wonder if that's why she wasn't as interesting to me. I mean, maybe I'm too used to characters going to other worlds and just not liking it or struggling more. Plus, it probably didn't help that the supporting cast VAs who play Ida and King are powerhouses. Like, Luz was slightly doomed from the beginning as soon as Ida and King said their first lines. I knew immediately. Which is probably why they stole the show more often and became kind of like higher ranked fan favorites than Luz. But I will say Luz became way more interesting as time went on. I think when she started adding more glyphs to her roster, the more excited I got for her. Like, when the story actually kicked into overdrive, I actually genuinely found myself liking Luz more. It did take a while though. I also like how inventive she became the more we got to know her, and kind of like Ida was somewhat spared during the cancellation. It's a bit of a mixed bag, sure, but I don't think it was too bad. I mean, her whole thing with Bellows was amazing till the end. While the overall finale was really good between Luz and Bellows, like, that whole sequence, amazing. However, even though Luz got the upper hand in season 2 and like was holding her own with Bellows, like right before the whole like, I'm gonna go into the portal situation, it left me feeling meh by the end of it. And I blame that on the collector. Like, again, another character stealing the show, like completely taking Luz's moment away. And similar to Hunter, Luz had a lot of buildup for a lot of things, yet it all kind of fell apart due to the cancellation and what the crew decided to focus on. I mean, again, a couple episodes really should have focused on her more. And while the episode where Luz joins the Bats, aka Cats now, was really good, everything after was just meh, besides the kiss, you know, like, that was great. But everything else, like, why? I mean, even Luz's I'ma stay in the human realm / hate myself moment, don't get me wrong, I love seeing a character have a small breakdown, but I guess because season 3 is rushed and the whole Flapjack death happened, I low-key forgot about it immediately, which I feel that happens a lot with Luz. Like, anything that was mainly focused on her got overshadowed by other characters or random moments. Cause like, I genuinely remember when Lumity was still in its baby phase of development, everyone was losing their minds over Amity. It only really included Luz due to the budding ship between the two, like, and again, like, even Ida and King overshadowed Luz almost constantly in the beginning, though no one overdid it quite like Hunter. I get he was the new add-in, and he and Luz were the possible parallel to Philip and Caleb, but they really overdid it with him to the point a good chunk of fans only cared about him and wanted him to be the main character. I'm a tad guilty, I'll admit it, but once I found out about the cancellation, I gave up thinking he would be back, but boy was I surprised, and not in a good way. Anyway, while I think the season 3 school episode was a waste of time and split too many things along, with the weird ass Basha and Amity moment and small gags, I do think they brought it all back for Luz during her conversation with her mom and how she feels about everything happening. That whole scene was just absolutely amazing, along with String being breaking free. Amazing. Couldn't ask for more. Well, I will ask for more, because just because that one moment was amazing doesn't mean I'm gonna let everything else slide, which I'll talk about in the AU portion, because wow! But yeah, Luz as a character honestly was fine. She had good build-up from the get-go, and while being the introduction character made it harder to enjoy her more than the others, she still left an impact and ended the series not completely broken for the sake of it. Though I'm still bitter about her not keeping some details from her Titan form and her and Amity and Willow's possible relationship / friendship drama. The crew just sliding past it all just hurts. But yeah, even though it took a really long time for me to really appreciate Luz, I still think she was a really well-rounded character and like really came into her own further on into the series. A tad, I don't it was kind of weird in the epilogue because she felt like season 1-ish, but that's okay. It's the epilogue. I can only give the epilogue so much because it happens so fast. But, you know, let's get into the design. I'm talking too much. Okay, so I had to do some digging on why they put Luz in this, cause it's such a huge jump from her regular stock outfit to this sad beige monstrosity. And like, this has to be the worst look Luz has ever gotten, and that's saying something since she's the one character who got the most fits next to Hunter. And keep in mind, this is her season 2 fit, and this is what we get. Granted, we got it hella late, but still, this is Luz's Day of Unity, I'm about to kick ass outfit. You're joking. No, I can't, I didn't, I won't. This outfit is so sad looking and makes like zero sense. I know the weather has changed, that's why she wears Ida's jacket, but everything else, why? You can't even say it's the Bard's uniform because the undershirts aren't gray and their pants aren't beige. So like, where did this outfit come from? Plus, with Luz being so excited they're called the cats, you think she'd stick with her main look because of the hoodie, but no, it never comes back. Also, her hair, I'm sorry, I know they're showing the passage of time with her wearing it like that, but it's so short it looks crazy. I really wish they'd made Luz's hair longer in reaching out because then it would have felt warranted for the ponytail. Anyway, it's just overall the worst thing they could have put her in, and it's so frustrating that the main freaking character is the last one to get a new outfit. Well, Gus and Willow get new outfits at the same time, but Luz is the main character. She should have gotten one way sooner. So for this redesign, I went more nostalgic. While I love the Ida Grudgeby jacket, I really think Luz's season 1 cape should have made a comeback. I mean, it's literally made to protect her. I like to think Ida was able to grab it before the owl house was raided, and Luz, now a little taller and bigger, asked Darius to zhuzh it up a little bit and also sew her cat hood onto the cape. So that's why the cape looks a little different, and yes, I gave her the Sasuke shirt collar. Luz is still a big weeb and I needed to show that. I also added a square chest part to the cape as a hint to her Good Witch Zora costume she'll wear later. And yes, the star came from Ida's jacket. Oh, I also made the cape more spiky at the ends to make it seem more distressed and added yellow for Ida. Pretty much any added yellow will always be due to Ida. Also, hands down, I wish they played more with the gold palette in the show, like have Belos's gold colors be more muted and dull while Ida's and everyone on Ida's side is more vibrant and shiny. You know, show how one side is actually the right side and the other side is not the right side but is pretending to be. But anyway, as for Luz's shirt, I kept it relatively the same as her OG look but colored it to the Bard shirt color. Also, again, while I know Luz wears Ida's jacket due to the possible incoming of fall, I found it funny the time she bunched up the sleeves or slid them up, cause silly me at the time thought Luz was growing. Boy, did season 3 prove me wrong. But seeing as she wasn't as covered as everyone and hadn't been since day 1, I'm gonna assume Luz runs pretty hot, so that's why her shirt is just a simple half sleeve. I also did keep the shape of her shirt because it's unique and something she hasn't worn yet. And also because Luz has had like 0 Boiling Isles fits. Like she's constantly in more updated fashion, which makes sense since she lives with Ida. But this was the one moment to put Luz in a more witchy Boiling Isles fit. And yes, the world building does have a bit of a mix of like human fashion and like Boiling Isles fashion. However, Luz has always been in human fashion, so it's like, I really wish she had a Boiling Isles fit. That isn't her school uniform. Anyway, I did give her a belt, well, more of a sash, but yeah, I made it yellow as a nod to, you guessed it, Ida, but also a nod to her previous outfits, aka her PJ look from Hunting Palisman, and as a nod to her original track in Potions. Full circle, baby. As for pants, I kept the shape and style as the Bat/Cats pants are, but colored them purple to fit with Luz's color scheme. Nearly all of Luz's outfits within the show were purple or had purple hues to them, so these could easily be a pair of Darius's pants, or pants Darius dyed for Luz. Either way, purple. As for shoes, I kept them pretty close to the original. I just recolored them a bit to fit the bat/cat's uniform. Not their shoe color, but like their uniform colors, hence the gold buckle. I also gave Luz a wristband colored similar to Ida's Grudgeby jacket, so she'd still have the reminder of Ida when in the human realm. Now for features. Since Luz's parents already look relatively similar, I didn't see any reason to change Luz other than her nose, mainly so she'd look a tiny bit more like her father. Also, for anyone unaware, Luz is actually Afro-Latina, and while the community comes in many colors, I myself am Latina, yet look like see-through paper. I still wish Luz had small hints. And don't get me wrong, I do think they did a great job with showing she does have curly hair and kept it going in the epilogue. But a part of me wishes they had done it sooner, because curly hair doesn't stop when it's short. I think it would have been fine if, like I said before, we saw that Luz's hair was growing in reaching out, but had more waves to it to show Luz's natural curl is coming in. Granted, it probably took Luz forever to find hair care products that wasn't expired or came from the trash, so I can kinda buy why it would take so long for Luz's curls to resurface. But anyway, yeah, I made her hair more curled but wild looking, as Luz hasn't learned to style it just yet. As for her skin tone, I did darken her a bit, mostly to show the passage of time. I mean, she's outside nearly every day. Why wouldn't she get tanner? I mean, I still remember when I played softball. I never thought I would tan any more than I had, but surprise, I did. It did not stop after I started using a much stronger sunscreen. I also got a lot more freckles too, so yeah, Luz has freckles! I also colored her top lip, mostly so there was more separation and variety in the mouth department, since a lot of characters kind of share the same mouth style. Not too often, but Ida, Rain, and Lilith can't be the only ones with unique mouth styles. And that's about it, other than AU stuff, which isn't too much, because now that Hunter's off screen, most of the time given to him we can give to Luz and her struggles. And I mean, yeah, we technically got 3 episodes where her shit got rocked, but she kind of blew past it and everyone just let her. Well, Ida had a reason, but King was just not really focused on anything but his identity, and I think in the long haul it would have been nice if King noticed something was up with Luz, but she would like overcorrect his worries, you know, because like this is still, because you know the Titan episode was still about him, but like I would have liked a small little like back and forth where King's like, what's up with you? Nothing, don't worry about it. And I also kind of wish we saw Luz spiral a bit more when it came to the Day of Unity, because she kind of treats it like it's all gonna be okay, but it's like, girl, lose your shit more. Remember Hollow Mind? Remember Philip and Bellows are one? So yeah, AU for Luz is basically her trying to overcorrect and be overly happy, making everyone take notice, and why Ida is more willing to have Rain take her. She still does go to see Amity and have their moment of peace, but the whole family drama with the Blights is sped up so Luz can be taken to Bellows faster. Also, Hunter is the one who takes her in, because mind control. And because I seriously wanted to see another fight between them, but yeah, everything's sped up a bit more so we can have a 2-parter with Luz and Bellows, because like, that's what the show's been leading up to, and we needed that conflict and moment to be longer, at least for me anyway. Like, think about it. Luz tries to fight Bellows, and she gets the upper hand thinking she's won, only for Bellows to be like, psych, I'm years ahead of you, you think a child is going to stop me? And then we get into a bit of a monologue about how Bellows is doing this for mankind and for the people he's lost, i.e. Caleb, and makes a comment about how he and Luz are similar, yet she's been corrupted just like Caleb, and he won't let that happen again. I haven't decided if he still tries to kill her or forces her to follow him to the human realm. I think forced might be better, since it always bugged me that Luz and everyone just goes through the portal when they have Palisman to fly away from everything happening. But still, I get it was kind of like a weird situation, but my brain likes to overthink. So for the AU, when Bellows explodes and they all think shit is good, Luz gets dragged into the portal, causing everyone to try and pull her back, but King still wins them, so they fall back to avoid the Collector. Plus, this would lead into Luz being sad she left everyone unwillingly. I know she left everyone unwillingly before, but it was kind of wishy-washy on that part because of Amity being like, please. But now with the AU, she's slightly more paranoid about Bellows being in the human realm. While I like that everyone had a bit of a break during their time in the human realm, it really bothered me that they all just assumed Bellows was just gone completely. I mean, it's fine if everyone but Luz and Hunter thought he was gone, but everyone thinking it till the last minute felt weird. So yeah, paranoid Luz. Plus, it'll give her more of a reason to be closed off because no one believes her till Halloween when shit hits the fan. Also, take this part of the AU with a pinch of salt, but since Hunter isn't here, I think Luz being possessed would work so much more for this scenario. She's sad and vulnerable, leaving her open. It's not as extreme as when Hunter was possessed, but with everyone learning the truth and how Luz is feeling, they rally to her and have a nice friendship is magic moment, and Luz fights off Bellows' possession, and we go to the demon realm with Luz feeling a bit more confident. The ending is still pretty much the same, but stuff with the collector is different, which I will talk about in his video. So hopefully that was fun to hear me talk about. While the AU is mostly for me to process my feelings about the show, I still enjoyed Luz and her story and character all the way to the end. I think it was wrapped up relatively nice, and you know, I couldn't ask for too much more, but you know. Anyway, next video will be
Gus. Finally! I say as if I didn't just ignore that he was supposed to be next after Hunter, but in my defense...
I genuinely thought that's how the vote would go. I really gotta stop guessing what y'all will pick. I always get it wrong. And poo, there aren't any new members for me to scream at, but that's what supers are for. Thank you 4'10" for your absolutely amazing non-stop support. Also, congrats to Trisha Thomason, Zero, Sage Mina, Leonardo, Angel Valentina, Helly Jelly 787, Eve, Honey Fluffle, King Christella 04, Raquel Q, Rose, and Tarivari for making it to Purple Seahorse. Yay! Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. It means a lot to me. And for those of you who also want to support the channel, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if possible, hit the join button to become a member. Really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!